Hey, you caught me at a bad time. I'm playing this hot new mobile game based on Downton Abbey. And you would think that I was playing something cool and fast paced, but no, this is the first thing that came to my mind. So I'm playing this new hot game from the creators of Downton Abbey, and I'm playing as this nobleman, this British nobleman who is making a crap ton of friends and being really cool and noble and rich inside of society, inside of early or the early 1900s Britain, I think, when Downton Abbey takes place. Video games, or mobile games rather, and also video games based on TV properties and movie properties are not seldom seen now, but now mobile games are the hot new thing, and that's how it goes. So we're going to cover that in this week's news time. Let me get back to playing Downton Abbey, the mobile, the game.
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the mobile game TV show news that you didn't know about. Mobile games have become the new IP range dump box essentially for IP for everything that used to be made. I remember there was a Madagascar game on GameCube that I rented from Blockbuster. There was a Shrek game I definitely rented from Blockbuster. A couple of Shrek games, Harry Potter games. IP used to have games, and you could, and they were not very good, and you play them on your consoles, and they were just tie-ins to movies and stuff. I specifically remember the Incredibles game was horrible, but the Madagascar game was the worst. But now that seems to have gone away, and now we have the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store and all these other stores where we can now play games on our mobile phones, and they're basically just freemium tap along games. A long time ago, when Broad City was still around, Comedy Central released what they call a Yaz-worthy mobile game. I've been holding on to this story since it came out in 2018. This is very true. Broad City High Score was a mobile game. I don't even know if it's still around. That was created by Built Games LLC. And it was just a bunch of mini games where you have to tie in a lot of high scores, and it's like social media. And they say lots of lols. That's exactly what they say in the press release. It's just a way to expand the Broad City universe, which I guess is not saying much. But I remember there's one game that I think there was one IP that I think really changed how we could approach these things, and really for the better. And there's a show called Defiance on Sci-Fi, and they had a game that dropped the same time the first season started, Defiance, and it was a TV show and a game, and a lot of some of the stuff that people, it was kind of like, it was a massively multiplayer game, online game, so people could do their World of Warcraft style things, and then also affect how the show would turn out. And obviously they had to shoot the show ahead of time, but they prepared for, one or two different scenarios. You played the game in real time, and that was the whole point of it. And the 2-hour pilot and the second and third episodes, they were very cool. It was a sci-fi show. I mean, it's a really cool thing to see. I never watched the show, but I knew about it and the game, and I just thought it was a very cool way to be involved inside it, and kind of feel like you're a part of something bigger. It was on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 as well as PC. It did not, however, the show did not last very long, but the game people played for a pretty long time. In fact, the show premiered in mid-April 2013 and only had about less than 2 million viewers, which is pretty good for sci-fi if we're going to admit anything. Pre-streaming, I mean, come on. But the show was canceled, and people still played the game. They still, it became a free-to-play title about that year in June 2014, and people were still into it for as long as they kept up those servers. So I think people really enjoyed the interaction aspect of it, and they feel like they're part of something. Or give them something new where along with the IP that they already love, like The Simpsons tapped out, Family Guy's got a couple of mobile games. Give them something that they can get into, and they will really come back for more. Speaking of coming back for more, subscribe, check out one of our other videos. Of course, you can head to the website cpluscomedy.com, where there are me talking to famous people. IMR Their Talk. You can also follow us on social at TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at cpluscomedy. Me at Chad Black White. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And I gotta get back to this game. And oh no, my phone!